friends, it's Miss Jamie. I'm so happy to see you today for a new week of virtual preschool. Can you guess what we're going to be learning about this week? I gave you some clues. Before we start talking about that, let's sing a new song with our music teacher, Miss Nancy. This week we're going to be singing Bicycle. Will you hop on a bicycle and ride and sing with me? Here she is.
This is Bicycle from The Seasons. Make sure you're lying down on the ground for this one with your feet in the air, or you can use your hands to go around and around. I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle all around the town. I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, riding on my bicycle all around the town. My bike goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle all around the town. My bike goes fast, and my bike goes slow. Go fast again. Fast, and my bike goes slow. I am riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, riding on my bicycle all around the town. My bike goes twist and turn, twist and turn, twist and turn, and twist and turn. I'm riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, riding on my bicycle all around the town. My bike goes in and out, in and out, in and out, and in and out. I'm riding on my bicycle, riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle all around the town. My bike has a bell and it goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. My bell goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. My bell goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. My bell goes ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I am riding on my bicycle, I'm riding on my bicycle, riding on my bicycle all around the town.
That's a fun song, isn't it? Should we wake up Betsy? She never rides on a bicycle. Let's call her. 1, 2, 3. Say, Betsy, where are you? Oh, Betsy, are you back there, my little feathered friend? Hello, friends. Hello, friends. How are you? Hello, Betsy. How are you? Hello, Miss Jamie. How are you? We're so glad to see you. Here, here. We're all here. Here, here. We're all here. Here, here. We're all here. We're all here together. Yay! Betsy, have you ever been to a pumpkin patch? Yes, we went and picked some pumpkins together, didn't we? Boys and girls, have you ever been to a pumpkin patch to pick a pumpkin? Maybe a big one like this, or a small one like this, or a teeny tiny one like this. Have you ever been to a pumpkin patch? Have you ever picked a pumpkin, a pumpkin, a pumpkin? Have you ever picked a pumpkin that grows in a patch? a short one, a tall one, a big one, a small one. Have you ever picked a pumpkin that grows in a patch? Have you? I love to go to pick pumpkins. I have some pictures from the pumpkin patch to show you. This is a pumpkin growing on the ground. When we learned about apples, we talked about how they grow way up high in the apple tree. But pumpkins, do they grow way up high in a pumpkin tree? No way. They're too big and too heavy. They grow down on the ground on a vine. The vine is this green part with the big leaves, and the pumpkin just lays right there on the ground. Most of the time you can see where the pumpkin was lying on the ground because it's flat. Do you see how my pumpkin has this flat spot here? That's probably because when it was growing, that's the part that was on the ground. Do you see how it's flat on the bottom? You can look at a pumpkin and try to figure out which side was growing on the ground. This hard part on the top is the stem that attaches it to the vine. The farmer, or if you are lucky enough to do it, cuts it off. And then this part is like a handle for the great big pumpkin. Can you see that? If you ever go to a pumpkin patch, you might see a field full of pumpkins. The vines start to get dry and die, but the pumpkins are ready to be picked. Can you see this little friend picking a pumpkin? She picked a big one. Have you ever gone to a field like this and picked a pumpkin? Sometimes if you go to the farm to pick a pumpkin, they might take you on a hay ride. Maybe the farmer will get on his tractor. You can ride in the wagon on the back, and he or she might drive you to the pumpkin patch to pick out your pumpkin. It's a really fun thing to do in the fall. I have lots of pumpkins here, and we are going to practice counting them. Do you see my cute little Betsy? And she has a pumpkin in a wheelbarrow, and I have some pumpkins here. Will you help me practice counting the pumpkins? Okay, we're going to do it like this. Ready? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little pumpkins. Can you count? 4 little, 5 little, 6 little pumpkins. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little pumpkins. 10 pumpkins growing in the patch. Help me count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pumpkins growing in this pumpkin patch. If I pick them, we can count backwards. So let's try it again forward. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Can you do it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You counted all the way to 10. Now I'm going to pick the pumpkins and we're going to count backwards. That's harder. You might need to turn your thinking cap on. Click, click. High power. Ready? 10 little, 9 little, 8 little pumpkins. 7 little, 6 little, 5 little pumpkins. 4 little, 3 little, 2 little pumpkins. 1 pumpkin growing in the patch. That takes some brain power to count backwards, to start with the big number 10, like this. 10 little, 9 little, 8 little pumpkins. 7 little, 6 little, 5 little pumpkins. 4 little, 3 little, 2 little pumpkins, 1 pumpkin growing in the patch. That is tricky. It's good to practice counting from 1 up to 10 and 10 down to 1. Will you practice that at home with your family? It's tricky, but I know you can do hard things. We're going to play a pumpkin game over here on the pocket chart. In this game, we're going to think about how pumpkins are round like apples and they grow in the fall like apples, but they're not the same color and they don't grow the same way, right? So here I have an orange pumpkin and an orange vine. That's how a pumpkin grows, down on a vine. And then we have to think how it's different from this orange apple and an orange tree. Do you see that? The pumpkin grows on the vine. The apple grows on the tree. Good. I have the same pictures in red. Do you know what order they're going to come in? Can you guess? Red pumpkin. Well done. Red vine. What comes next? Red apple. Well done. Red tree. It's a pattern. And in blue, blue pumpkin. Blue vine. Blue apple. Good reading. Blue tree. And I have them in green. Green pumpkin. Green vine. Green apple. And green tree. Well done. And the last one, these are all yellow. Yellow pumpkin. Yellow vine. Well done. Yellow apple. And yellow tree. Yes. You notice that in this column, all the pictures are pumpkins. Well done. And in this column, all the pictures are vines. A pumpkin grows on a vine. In this column, all the pictures are apples. And the last one, they are all trees because apples grow on trees. Do you think if I take one away, you can figure out which one is missing? You're getting really good at this game, so I believe it will be easy. Let's look over here, and I'll take one away. Which picture is missing? Do you know what color it is? Yes, and do you know what the picture is? It's the blue vine. Yay, you did it. You're so smart. Let's look over here again, and I'll take one away. Which picture is missing? Can you figure it out? Think first. What color is it? Yes, it's green. And which picture is missing? It's the green apple. You guessed it. Yes. Oh, it's hard to trick you. You really know these patterns. Okay, let's do another one. Look over here at Betsy picking her pumpkin. I'll make it a hard one this time. One of the pictures is missing. Can you guess which one it is? Do you know what color it is? Orange. It looks a lot like yellow, doesn't it? It's orange. An orange what? Orange. Say it. Say the orange tree. Yes, you got it. Should I do one more? Okay. Look over this way at Betsy in the pumpkin patch. Could you see that? Which picture is missing? Do you know? You're right, it's red. And what picture is it? Red what? It's the red pumpkin. Oh, you're really good at this game. This game requires you to look up and down and look left and right and find that spot where they're missing. You're really getting good at it. I'm going to read you a book. I think I'll take these down so you can see the pages of the book about a bunny family who visits a pumpkin patch. What do you think the bunny family will do when they get to the pumpkin patch? Do you have a prediction? Let's look and see. This book is called Pumpkin Day, written and illustrated by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. That means Nancy Wallace did the pictures and the words. She's both the author and the illustrator. See the little bunnies? They're so cute. Pumpkin Day. Here's the title page by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. Ooh, there's the pumpkin seed and the pumpkin growing on the vine. Let's come a little closer so you can see the pictures. Daddy, it's Pumpkin Day, said Trudy one October morning. The day we have pumpkin pancakes for breakfast, he asked. Yes, said Trudy. The day we go pick out pumpkins and buy pumpkin pie? Yes, Daddy, shouted Trudy and Jack together. Well, hooray for Pumpkin Day, declared Dad, and pass the pumpkin pancakes, please. That's a lot of letter P's, isn't it? After breakfast, they walked to the Pumpkin Hollow farm. The yellow and orange leaves glowed against the clear blue sky. The fallen leaves made a crunch, crunch, crunch sound under their feet. Oh, don't show Betsy this. It's a bunny scarecrow. Good morning, said Mrs. Bell. There are lots of pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. We have miniature pumpkins, pumpkins for cooking and eating, pumpkins for carving, and one that's very special. I'm sure you'll find it. What do you think the special one is? What do you think? Trudy, what do the signs say? Asked Jack, and Trudy said, Welcome to Pumpkin Hollow Farm. In the fields behind the farm stand, there were small pumpkins and tall pumpkins, round pumpkins and skinny pumpkins, big pumpkins and bumpy pumpkins. I like this wrinkly one, said Trudy. Jack patted the pumpkins. They made a thump, thump sound. Trudy, do pumpkins grow on trees? No, Jack, they grow on vines, she answered. That's right, said Mrs. Bell. We plant seeds in the spring after the last frost. They sprout and grow into vines. The vines grow really long as a house with big green leaves. At this time of year, the vines are shriveling up. But look, here's a pumpkin flower. The pumpkin grows from the base of this flower. It's green and small, said Trudy. How do pumpkins grow so big and orange? Added Jack. Mrs. Bell took some pictures from her pocket. Well, the leaves make food and the roots grow in the soil, and with the right sunshine and water and fertilizer and weeding and bugs, the pumpkins will grow from late summer until harvest time. Night and day they grow bigger and bigger and bigger, Trudy and Jack joined in. The word pumpkin comes from a Latin word. Are you ready for this fun fact? Peepo. Peepo, they giggled. Mrs. Bell laughed too. Yes, peepo. It means ripened by the sun. As the pumpkin ripens, what happens to the color? Do you see it starts green, yellow, light orange, then dark orange? It changes, exclaimed Trudy. Look, Trudy, this is the one I want, yelled Jack. Wow, Trudy said. It is a Maxima variety, said Mrs. Bell. Maximas can gain as much as 5 pounds a day. I wish it were the kind for making pies. I would sure make a lot, said Dad. Yum. Who's going to carry this giant pumpkin home, Mom said. See that Maxima pumpkin? It's huge. It's probably too heavy to carry home. As a memory, say, pumpkin pie, please. Sometimes if the pumpkin is too big to take home, you could just take home a picture of it. They picked out their pumpkins and followed Mrs. Bell to the farm stand. What do the signs say? Asked Jack. Trudy read, these are the parts of a pumpkin. And here's a joke. What did the pumpkin say after Thanksgiving? Good pie. Instead of goodbye. Good pie. That's silly. Mom, look at the baby pumpkins, said Trudy. Those are baby boos, said Mom. They're full grown, just miniatures. We can buy a few for decorating and some pumpkin bread mix and a pumpkin treat for supper. As soon as they got home, Trudy and Jack practiced drawing pumpkin faces on paper. Then they drew the faces on their pumpkin. I want my pumpkin to have ears, said Trudy, and to be really scary. Dad cut lids so Trudy and Jack could reach inside. They rolled up their sleeves and scooped. It's all stringy and gooey, said Trudy. Look, Trudy, seeds. We can dry some and save them in a jar and plant them next spring, she said. They scraped the insides clean with big spoons. Have you ever done this? Have you ever cleaned out the inside of the pumpkin? You get all the goopy stuff out and all the seeds so that you can carve it? That's a lot of work. Trudy used an apple core to make a nose. Mom and Dad carved the faces. Jack, our pumpkins are turning into jack-o'-lanterns, said Trudy. In old times, they hollowed out potatoes and turnips for lanterns. They cut a little window and put a burning coal inside for light. They called those jack-o'-lanterns bogies, said Dad. Bogies, they all giggled. That's a funny word for an old-fashioned jack-o'-lantern. Bogey. Mom and Dad and Trudy and Jack made a special pumpkin pie supper, pumpkin day supper. They ate pumpkin muffins, toasted pumpkin seeds sprinkled on salad, and for dessert, pumpkin pie. Trudy looked over at the pumpkins. Finally, it was dark outside. Mom, she said, it's time. Jack turned out the lights and boo! Look at her pumpkin's face. Are you going to carve a pumpkin this week? Oh, that would be so much fun and such hard work. I would love to see a picture if you do that. And now I'm going to show you how you can make some pumpkin Play-Doh, some orange Play-Doh so you can make your own pretend pumpkin. Let me slide it over here. To make pumpkin Play-Doh, you'll have to ask a grown-up to help you. The best kind of Play-Doh is the kind that you make yourself at home, and you have to cook it on the stove just a little bit. It requires just a few ingredients. So the ingredients you need to make pumpkin pie, you need 1 cup of flour, a half cup of salt, 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon cream of tartar. This is like a white powder. This will help your Play-Doh last for weeks and weeks. If you don't have cream of tartar, it's okay. You can still make the Play-Doh, but it won't last as long. And we're going to make this Play-Doh orange. So you can put some liquid watercolor or red and yellow food coloring. And your job is going to be to mix it all up first. And then your grown-up is going to cook it on the stove just for a few minutes until it starts to get hot and make a ball. And then as soon as it starts to make a ball, it will look like this. This is the Play-Doh that I made earlier today. It's so squishy and soft and orange, and we can use it to make little pumpkins. Like this, I can roll it and make my own little pumpkin. Maybe I'll make enough Play-Doh pumpkins to form a whole pumpkin patch. Play-Doh is really good for preschoolers for lots of reasons. I'll tell you 3 reasons why Play-Doh is super good for your brain. Number 1, it makes your hands extra strong. When you play with Play-Doh, it makes your finger muscles get stronger and your hand muscles get stronger. Number 2, it helps you improve the way your hands work together. We call that coordination. So when you roll a ball like this, it means your eyes and your hands are working together. And number 3, the sensory, that means when you feel something, it makes your brain connect its synapses. And you get to be so super smart. So Play-Doh is fun, but it's also really good to help you get smarter and smarter. I would love to see your batch of Play-Doh if you make some at home today. Will you do that? It's a super fun project. Pretty easy, and it will last for weeks and weeks. Keep it in a Ziploc bag or in a bowl with a tight lid, and you can keep playing with it all the way through November. I had fun talking about pumpkins and pumpkin patches with you today. We're going to learn more about pumpkins all week long. But now it's time for us to call Betsy back. Can you call her, please? Call her, please. 1, 2, 3. Say, Betsy, come back. Hello, friends. Oh, I love Play-Doh. Me too, Betsy. We're going to have so much fun together after the video is over. Are you ready? Here goes. Preschool time is over now. Over now. Over now. Preschool time is over now for another day. Wave goodbye to all of our friends, all of our friends, all of our friends. Wave goodbye to all of our friends. It's time to stay home and play. Hip, hip, hooray! And do you have any bird seed for Betsy? Reach down into your pocket and get her a big handful of bird seed. And while you do that, I'll show you that your play pack is ready for you this week. The recipe for the Play-Doh is really big and long. It's on this side, a little bit different today. And it has all the directions, and there's even a spot where you can look for more pictures if you need help with your Play-Doh. And some other fun ideas for things you can do to play and get smarter and learn. Okay, throw your birdseed this way. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, friends. And if you'd like to catch a kiss from Betsy, hold your hand out like this. Here it comes. Catch it. Stick it to your cheek. Give yourself a big hug from Miss Jamie and Betsy. We like spending the time with you, and we can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye.